What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got some new news for you, so listen up. It is official, the official fight between Manny Pacquiao and Adrien about billions. Broner will be set. It's set for January 19th on Fox. Of course, you know, Fox and Showtime have a collaboration together. Al Heyman has signed a new deal. Of course, Manny Pacquiao has a 2-fight deal with Al Heyman, which is rare, which is new, which is fresh. So that's promising. But it will be on Fox, and Fox is free TV. So, you know, between the apps and the free television, the PBC, the DAZN, and the ESPN Plus, we have more fights, which is good. You know what I mean? Fight study. Let's say Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao is a quick, fast, in-and-out fighter. Still has good power, and he still has the skills for elite fighters. Now, Adrian Broner is, I believe, is a step below an elite fighter. You know, Adrian Broner really is a gatekeeper, but it's basically he's been holding his own as far as by a thread. He's been holding his own by trying to fight that title of being a gatekeeper, because you know the fight with Jesse Vargas, underachieving. It was an underachieving performance. I look at it with the aging Manny Pacquiao. He looks sensational against Matisse, and Matisse is also a fighter that was coming from 140. That's not really a welterweight. Adrian Broner has been shut down when he did come to welterweight himself, when he was the champion, because he fought Paulo Malignaggi and he got stopped, or he got shut down by Maidana and got beaten. So Manny Pacquiao being him, it should be an interesting fight, man. I look forward to it because Adrian Broner doesn't really throw a lot, and the thing is, the more Adrian Broner is aggressive, the probably dangerous this fight can be for him, simply because, Manny is a southpaw, and he's coming from that southpaw stance, so he's looking to counter over that right, because, Broner will shoot that straight right over the crossover. And Manny's looking for that, if Manny takes the fight for him, he could run into something big, but Adrian Broner's really not a huge puncher neither, you know what I'm saying? So the question is, how would Adrian Broner's punches, factor up to a guy by Manny Pacquiao that's been in the ring with basically everyone, with the exception of Canelo Alvarez? He was just too big at the time. So, maybe the aging Pacquiao and the underachieving Adrian Broner, could come together for a great chemistry to make one hell of a fight. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, Manny Pacquiao, if this was 3 years ago, this would probably be laughable. However, this fight was in fruitation a few years ago. You know what I mean? And Adrian Broner, I don't know what happened with the negotiations, but there was a talk of Adrian Broner fighting Pacquiao. Now it's become reality. I think Adrian Broner just waits too long. He waits for openings that are not there unless he creates them. However, he doesn't do the necessary things to create the openings. You know what I mean? However, the buildup will be great, because Adrian Broner talks a whole lot of mierda, a whole lot of smack, right? So, he's good at making these fights. He's good at building these fights. The only problem is when he steps up to that plate and he steps up in competition, he doesn't produce. You know what I mean? So, hopefully, Adrian Broner will be in shape, will be together mentally. He had an interview that he said, with the skills that he has, he could beat anyone. Adrian Broner fights in spots. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a mental thing. And I think it's more of a mental thing. I don't think him being the age he is, maybe he doesn't take his training seriously. That could be the case. You know what I mean? But I think he just waits too long to make something happen. You know, Manny Pacquiao is a guy that likes to throw 2 or 3 punch combinations. You know what I mean? But it's a beautiful fight to see because it's almost like Manny has been in top rank prison and has been released from top rank prison from fighting only certain fighters. So that's why it's exciting, because he's fighting the Al Heyman guy. You know what I mean? And it's big, you know? And if he wins a spectacular performance against Adrian Broner, of course Mayweather has to be obliged to take that fight, you know, because, you know, Mayweather fought Maidana simply because Maidana shut out his baby brother, or his little brother, so to speak, right? So I think, and that was my plan for Manny years ago, if he really wanted a Mayweather fight before that fight ever happened. You know, this time it will be Mayweather showing everyone how that type of fighter fights Manny Pacquiao. And I would love to see a rematch too, because I think with the inactivity of Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao still consistent fighting the way he's been, he might be a lot fresher than Mayweather. But that's Mayweather and Pacquiao. We're talking about Broner and Pacquiao, so I don't want to get too far off the beaten path. But yeah, I see Manny Pacquiao, if it's, you know, unless he has some type of injury, or, you know, he's just, the age is caught up with him overnight, I see Manny Pacquiao shutting out Adrian Broner, because Adrian Broner, he's tough. You know, I don't see him knocking out Broner though. You know what I mean? He might, if he's getting punished too much, that's the only way and the only time when Adrian Broner wants to fight. That's the funny thing about Adrian Broner. When he's getting his ass whooped, that's when he will fight you the most. It's like you got to make Adrian Broner fight you. And that's the funny thing about AB. He's like, you know, if you're getting into him, he's then going to start picking spots. But the problem is those spots, picking those spots and those counterpunches are not enough. They're not enough for him to win a fight. So anybody that has punching power, speed, and aggression can easily upset him. You know, I remember when he fought Adrian Granados, and Granados was a, you know, fighter that thought that he won by just simply staying busy. He just didn't land the harder, cleaner shots. Manny Pacquiao can throw just as many punches, you know, and those punches count because he does have some pop in his punches, you know, especially at 147, because he's a lot stronger than, you know, most guys at 147, you know. He has great power, decent power up in that weight class, along with the speed, the foot movement, and the speed that he possesses still to this day. Being at that time, he'll be 40 years of age, a fresh 40, but he will be 40 years of age going in against AB, and I think AB's, what, 27, 28? So, you know, he has like a 12-year difference in age, but like height, no, I mean, they're both the same height. I think AB might be a little taller than Manny Pacquiao, but both of these guys are short guys. You know, Mayweather, Pacquiao, Broner, they're not no more than 5'6", 5'7", 5'8". You know what I mean? They're not no taller than that. So none of that would really be a factor. But I would like to see Adrian Broner come into the ring focused, ready, and willing to fight and trade. You know what I mean? Because if he fights Pac-Man and he has a pretty close fight with Pac-Man, it could possibly be a rematch. You know, probably not an immediate one, but it could definitely be a rematch between those two. You know, and then Manny will continue his saga like he did with Timothy Bradley, Juan Manuel Marquez, outside of the top-ranked prison, right? He can start a rivalry with another fighter, which is AB. And I know AB needs it regardless of what he tells people. You know, he needed a fight, and he's fortunate to get these type of fights with Manny Pacquiao. So, something else I was going to discuss about Manny and AB. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's all I can really think of at this point, you know. But yeah, I see a good fight. I see a real good fight. but it has been made. It has been set. I don't know about the particular venue, but I know we have a date. You know, I don't know, man. It's just going to be a good fight. It's going to be really a good fight, you know, because I know Manny's going to come in focused and ready like he should, or, you know, that he's expected to be. Of course, they asked Adrian Broner, and he's like, absolutely, of course I can beat him. So, you know, that's classic AB. You know, he believes he can whoop anyone's ass. So that's what we have. You know, we have the confidence, the cockiness of Adrian, the problem, Broner. So, I don't know, guys. You tell me about this fight. Who do you think will win? Please leave your comments below. Please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.